is still the same. I can see the Tigger Stripes machine of Kendrick there. As they come through Coram, it's Mella and Sharp trying to go around the outside of Derby, and he does so. So Will Sharp goes up into second place, right down the outside of Steve Derby. And they go in Coram, so that's fairly still David Mella in the lead. Derby gets it back, in fact, as they accelerate up the straight. 3 abreast across the line, a bit further back. I'll have to look at this screen and say who comes in 6th. It was McDermott in 6th from Davis in 7th. Baker next up, then it was Kendrick. Cochran in 10th position, Olsen in 11th, then Goller, Davidson, Bainham the first of the MGOs, then Amflet, Willard, Barnes and Flux. Car grid. Miller is getting away now. This would be his first victory of the season if he can pull this one off. Remember, some sort of gremlin, mechanical gremlin, interfered with his progress in the first race. He dropped down the field and then suddenly started to recover, but he lost his second place. At the moment though, he is leading the field. In second it is Will Sharp, who has come through to second. Lee Sullivan up to third, Steve Derby down to fourth, then it is Wisby in the first of the MGFs. Baker is next in the next of the MGFs, and then we get the 77 of McDermott, the leader and the winner of the first race. Darryl Davis is next up, Kendrick quite a long way back in the next MGF, and then Copland in number 19 behind him. Copland just going on to the Bentley straight now. He is in 10th position, and then there's a bit of a gap before we get Adrian Olsen in the number 3 ZR. Leaders are through Nelson. Mella starting to pull away a bit from the next group. The next 3 in fact are quite close together as they come out into Coram. Sharp, Sullivan and Derby together. Himself and his pursuers at the end of that first lap. Now the first flying lap, 2 laps completed. Mella goes through, then Sharp, Sullivan and Derby. Then side by side we get McDermott and Baker. McDermott trying to go right down the outside of Riches. They just got the inside line, so it just films him off. Fastest lap on that first lap was Will Sharp in second place at 2 minute 22.819. Gap between first and second here, 0.7 of a second. It's still remaining as the first of the classic cars, down in 14th position. As the leaders come through Agostini. And where has Mella gone? Because he's not there. So Mella has disappeared in between Riches and Agostini. Looking around to see if I can see him, but I can't see any sign of him. But the leader is Will Sharp, so 4 times a winner so far this season. David Mella was establishing a lead. He was almost a second in the lead, and now he has gone missing. Out of my sight somewhere, but it's in the very early part of the lap. Looking at the cameras to see if I can see any sign of it, but I can't. As the leaders head down the Bentley straight towards Nelson, Bundle and Nelson. Sharp under pressure, and he's lost the lead now because Sullivan goes through. So Lee Sullivan, former front runner in this championship, takes the lead. He's here as a guest driver today, so he won't be scoring any points, but he takes the lead from Will Sharp. So the compared to a lot of these cars in Sullivan. Into the lead. Down the start is straight. Sharp tucks into Sullivan's slipstream. Meanwhile, Derby tries to get past Sharp, so as they head into Riches, Sullivan, Sharp and Derby, then it's McDermott who's got himself through into fourth place, so it's still 4 ZRs at the top of this field, but it's McDermott now in fourth position. As they go on to their fourth lap. The next break, number 53, the first of the MGFs from Whiskey and Kendrick. Darryl Davis, the other best driver, number 75, is 8th from Copland and Goller. So Nick Goller, man from Hounslow, who always used to list his occupation on the information sheets as a pizza delivery driver, is there in 10th place now. So Sullivan's in the lead. He's making a slight break from Sharp and Derby. So in terms of championship points, this will be a useful helping for Sharp if he can stay there in second place, because the car ahead of him is a guest. Now, Mellor is still there. He's just going through. He's in amongst the A-class cars, the MGS. What's he doing all the way back down there? Let's look at the screen. Yep, that's where he is. He didn't lose a lap, so another mystery affliction, which put him down, all the way down into 15th place in the number 17 car. Let's see what he can do in terms of a recovery this time. But David Mellor, who was leading this race, all of a sudden went missing and has reappeared. So still on the same lap as the leaders, but quite a long way down now.
You never know, there could be a big...
As the leaders head through Gorham, we are on lap number 4. That was just 0.2 last time through, and in fact I thought it was more, but I'm not sure now. Now again, the Derby tucks right up behind Sharp as they head down towards Riches. They're side by side as they go into Riches, but Sharp had inside, so the gap is just 0.2 in a second between first and second. Fastest lap of the race so far, to McDermott, so the man who won the first race, the 77 car, a 2-minute 20.351. That's the fastest lap we've had so far. He did that on that last lap. Everyone around him is doing 2:22, so he did a 2:20 to haul himself onto the back of that leading group. So it's now a 4-car group. Sullivan, Sharp, Derby and McDermott coming through into Agostini now on lap number 5 of this 20-minute race. McDermott trying to go on the outside of Derby. And we saw that manoeuvre tried in the clear race quite a few times, unsuccessfully. As they head into Hamilton, it's still that order: Sullivan, Sharp, Derby and McDermott, and then it's the MGFs, 3 of them together, Wisby, Baker and Kendrick. And then we get Darryl Davis in the 75 car ahead of Copland and Goller, completing the top 10. Where is David Mellor now? He is continuing to rise back through. He's up to 12th now, and hunting down Russell Davison. Gets past him, in fact, as they go into Oggies, so that's another place made for David Mellor, but he's got it all to do. Whatever is the matter with that car, and is causing it to cut out momentarily, is stymieing David Mellor's chances here today at Snetterton. So the leading 4 breaking away, so that's the 4 ZRs ahead of the 3 Fs. trying to complete 5 laps. It's Lee Sullivan in the lead from Sharp, Derby and McDermott. Then this MGF battle, Wisby, Baker and Hendrick. Davis comes up. Copley comes through in 9th position in the yellow MGF, yellow and red. And it's Nick Goller, number 12. And he's being hunted down now by the recovering David Miller. He's in 11th, he's got past Davison. There is the number 3 in the sheet.
Look at those top 4, you said, the lead before they're pulling away there. Sullivan, Sharp, Derby and McDermott. The gap between them, say, 0.5, 0.7, 0.9. Across the finish line here, there was a blanket over them. And tell you somebody, keep an eye on number 6, Derby was looking very tasty there on the tail of Sharp. Looking like he set himself up for an opening there. That's it, he's got back a little they're going to go left down, don't they? They don't follow our script, do they?
Well, he made a great start. He was on the 3rd row of the grid. He was on the 6th spot on the grid, and by the 2nd or 3rd bend, he was into 2nd. So, made an absolutely demon start, did Steve Derby. But yeah, now he's in that four-car train, battling over what is essentially the lead of the race. The leaders are on the Bentley straight. Just coming into view on the screen as they go through Brundle and then into Nelson. That is the right-hander at what used to be called the S's, didn't they, at one point? We can remember so many different names, can't we? Put the leaders back out into Coram. They are on lap 6. What will probably be a 9 in that race. That record and everything, but he's coming up through this group. He's 3rd now, and he's going side by side with Sharp, and he goes past him. So McDermott is who was down below behind the MGFs earlier on, has really made some progress, and now he's pressurising Lee Sullivan. He's sitting on the opening lap, Steve McDermott, and battling with the MGFs, but he's got himself up into the MGZR battle at the front. As they head towards Harbour. And yes, he's taking the battle to Lee Sullivan, certainly Lee, who has been a dominant force in MG racing for many years, and not doing it full time this year, but has come back as a guest driver for this meeting. And McDermott going all the way round the outside at Hamilton, so that's a great manoeuvre, and he's done it. Now that was what Pearson was trying to do in the earlier race in the Renault Clio, and Steve McDermott showing him exactly how it should be done there in the 77 car, the orange and black ZR. He's got into the lead, and already he's starting to pull away from Lee Sullivan. So a brilliant manoeuvre there by Steve McDermott on lap number 7, gets him into the lead of this one as they head down the Bentley Straight. Chris Lewis comes by at the tail of the field in his MGB GT, but the leaders are about to re-emerge from the bomb hole, and it should be the orange and black number 77 of Steve McDermott in the lead this time. Here he comes, yeah, pulling away as he did in the first race from Lee Sullivan, who is only just ahead of Steve Derby. So a couple more laps left in this race. And Steve Derby, well, you were right about him, because he's now challenging Lee Sullivan On the outside as they go into Riches. On the outside, so you have to drop that. Steve, it was interesting to see. I mean, he started from the second row. He bogged down off the start and was swallowed up by really the third and the fourth rows. But now, suddenly, everything coming good for McDermott. In the lead with the 77 car as he comes out of Palmer. It's down towards Agostini. Lee Sullivan now not so concerned about trying to chase him down, but trying to fend off Steve Darby in third position in the blue number 6. So head round, Agostini goes towards Hamilton. Will Sharp dropping back slightly in the fourth place. Then it is Wisby and Kendrick in the MGFs. Mark Baker's still there, but he's fallen back behind Al Davis in the 75 machine. So it was a nice little tight group of MGFs, and that's been. Actually, having said that, Al Davis will reappear from the other side of the trees. Where's he gone? So the leaders on lap number 8, the penultimate lap of this race, and Steve Darby was challenging for second place, and he's right with Lee Sullivan as they go through the bomb hole. We get a slight tantalising glimpse of them through the gaps in the various circuit furniture there and the parked cars. But as they come out into our view of Coram, he is right there with Lee Sullivan. They come to the break area of the Murrays. Those two having dropped real sharp slightly. Between Hamilton and Hawkins, so it must be the other side of that tree, I think. So something happened to the 75 car. Kendrick, looking at the back of Wisby, goes to the outside to try and get past them into Riches, but that doesn't work. Then it is Baker coming through. That is in 7th position. And now up into 8th goes David Miller. So David Miller has recovered to 8th. But there's one lap left. I think that's as far as he's going to get. David Miller goes through in 8th ahead of Cochrane's next up in the number 19, and Darryl Davis is dropping. So he is still there, but he's lost a few places, so not has to go, but he's dropped behind Mark Baker and David Miller. Still Jim Damon leading the lead in his Roadster. And David Amplet also in his Roadster, number 14. And third in that group of classics is Chris Willard in the 11 car. That is also a Roadster. So the leaders are now waiting to see them re-emerge into our sight for the final time. The clock has ticked to 0. It's going to have been a 9-lap race for the MGs. Great battle we've had for the lead. But just as in the first race, Steve McDermott establishing himself well and truly as the dominant force of this one. He's heading out through Coram now. Well in the lead is number 77. At the moment it's still Lee Sullivan in second. And Steve Darby doing everything with the coming to Norris for the final time. And he'll be able to make a move. The checkered flag is ready, and here comes Steve McDermott to take the stand once again. Lee Sullivan is second. In third it's Steve Darby, in fourth it's Will Sharp. Fifth is Paul Wisby, just beating in the champion Simon Kendrick. Mark Baker is next up in the 53. And then in 8th place, the recovering number 17 of David Noah. Red class. There is he's in 9th place. 10th it's going to be Nick Goller in the number 12, and 11th it is the 19 of John Copland in the HGF. Behind him we have Russell Davison in his GZR. Adrian Olsen comes through, number 3 in 13th position, and then we see the MGBs with Jim Bainham in number 1 leading David Amplet in number 14, and Chris Millard, who should be along fairly soon. Yes, here he is in number 11. And the final 2 cars we'll be seeing will be Ashley Barnes in the 59 midget and Chris Hicks in the 9 MGB2. So everybody actually finished that race, and we had a good battle for the lead. Peter Snowden's going down to interview the winners, and in the meantime I think I'll start giving you the details for our endurance race for this afternoon. It's obviously a huge grid with 52 cars on the grid, and so we're really in time for this, so at least I'll start now and then quickly jump in when we get some drivers to interview. Right, you need to be on page 14 for this in your programmes. I'll give you the grid positions first, then I'll give you